In a small village in Osun State, Nigeria, lived a poor black girl named Saad. She was 21, dark-skinned, beautiful in a natural, earthy way, with big curious eyes, full lips, and a lean frame from years of hard work. Saada's life was full of struggle. She sold akra by the roadside with her mother to feed her younger siblings. Her father was dead, the farm was gone, and her mother had only one option left: marriage. One day, her mother called her aside. "You're going to marry Alani. He's humble, quiet, and at least he can provide something." Saad protested, cried, even ran to her aunt's house to hide. But poverty doesn't wait for emotions. The next week, she was married off. Alani was a quiet man who lived on the edge of the village. People said he had no family, no land, and no ambition. His clothes were always worn out, and he walked barefoot most times. Their wedding was pitiful, no music, just a cheap local drink, and a forced smile from Saad. The first few days of their marriage were awkward. Alani didn't speak much. He gave her space, did his share of chores, and one night handed her a small key. "Keep this. One day, you'll need it," he said with a faint smile. Saad was confused but took the key. She hid it under her mattress and went back to her bitter routine. But soon, strange things started happening. She returned from the market one afternoon and saw a bag of rice and 2 crates of eggs sitting in their tiny kitchen. Alani swore he didn't know where they came from. A week later, someone repaired their leaking roof, no charge. People whispered, maybe Alani has a spirit sugar mummy. Then one night, Alani disappeared. Gone. No trace. No letter. Nothing. Saad panicked. The village began buzzing with gossip. "He's a fraud. Maybe he was hiding from the police. Poor girl, used and dumped." Weeks passed. Then, one sunny afternoon, a black Range Rover rolled into the village. Everyone ran out, confused. The door opened, and Alani stepped out. But this wasn't the Alani they knew. His skin was glowing. Even his scent said money. The village froze. Saad ran out. "Alani? What is this?" He smiled. "Let's go home, my queen." At home, he sat her down and told the truth. "My real name is Alani Ademola Williams. I'm the only heir to Williams Group, a Billionaire oil and construction company. I left Lagos 2 years ago after a betrayal nearly destroyed my life. I wanted peace, silence, and to see if anyone could love me without money." Saad stared in shock. He handed her the key he gave her weeks ago. "Use it." She opened the old trunk under their bed, and inside was a folder with ownership papers for a mansion in Lekki, a business registration in her name, and $15 million in cash. Saad screamed, cried, laughed, all at once. She was married to a billionaire. Her life had changed. But just as she started adjusting to her new reality, the scandal hit. An angry woman arrived at their new Lekki mansion with a baby, screaming at the top of her lungs. "Alani, you think you can run forever? This is your child." Her name was Tenny, and she was Alani's ex-fiancé from Lagos. She wasn't just a bitter ex, she was the daughter of the man who had tried to kill Alani and take over his company. Alani had faked his own disappearance after discovering the plot, but Tenny got pregnant before he vanished. Saad was heartbroken. The village girl turned Lekki madam now had a co-wife, or worse, a legal mess. The media got wind of the story. Headlines read, "Village wife or mistress. Billionaire's double life exposed. Secret child, secret wealth, the Alani Williams scandal." EFCC agents began probing Alani Hest's sudden return and questioned the legitimacy of the documents he gave Saad. Rumors flew that his father had left a secret will that made Tenny's child the sole heir. Saad was devastated. She went from Accra seller to billionaire's wife, to the center of a national scandal. But she didn't break. She hired a lawyer, fought for her legal rights, and demanded a DNA test. The result? The baby wasn't Alani's. Tenny had lied. It was a scheme to get back into the Williams empire. She was exposed on live TV, disgraced, and chased out. Alani publicly declared Saad his wife and business partner. He gave her full ownership of a hospital he had secretly built in her name. Saad used it to launch free healthcare programs in rural areas. Today, she's not just a billionaire's wife, she's a CEO, a philanthropist, and the pride of her village. And Alani? Still quiet, still soft-spoken, but now always in a convoy. From Accra seller to queen of her destiny, Saada's story proves, sometimes, the man with the dusty slippers is the one holding your crown.